Hi, I'm Samadhi Paranawithana, Head of Enrollment, Nawaloka College of Higher Studies. Today we are going to talk about Swinburne University, Australia. So we have Dr. Adam Baker, Academic Director at Swinburne University, Australia. Hi, Dr. Adam.
Hello, Samadhi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Okay.
Pleasure to be here.
So we are going to ask some couple of questions from you about Swinburne University, Australia, and about international student lifestyles in Australia. So we'll start from first question. Can you tell us a little bit about Swinburne University and its location?
Right. Swinburne University is really well located. Interestingly enough, Melbourne was recently judged the fifth best city for students in the world today. So quite a claim to fame. So Melbourne generally is a really good place for student life. The university is situated probably around about 10 kilometres away from the city, and the railway station runs straight through the university. So it's just a couple of stops and you're into the middle of Melbourne itself.
And it's easy to travel for international students and accommodation.
Yeah, that's right. And the area we're in is called Hawthorne, and Hawthorne has a lot of good eating places that students love.
Yeah.
There's food from around the world, and so it's a very nice sort of village type of atmosphere.
Okay. So my next question is, what kinds of support does Swinburne University provide to international students during their study period?
I guess the first point to make is that there are a lot of Sri Lankan students at Swinburne University. So there are many hundreds, in fact thousands of students that have gone across from Sri Lanka and are studying at Swinburne. So there's a lot of people you probably already know when students get there. In terms of student support, I think the first thing I noticed when I joined Swinburne, it's a very friendly place. So, for instance, the people that are going to be teaching you at university are really very approachable, and they're very happy to see students before class and after class, or for an appointment at another time. So I think the teachers we've got there are well used to international students. We have a lot of them, and so they're very welcoming.
Yes. So could you please tell us more about the accommodations and how Swinburne University is supporting our students to find the part-time job opportunities?
Well, covering off accommodation first, there's a range of accommodations. Firstly, there's accommodation on campus. So apartment type living is bang in the middle of campus. And typically you'd have 4 rooms and a central area, and you have a room to yourself with a desk and a bed in there, with a central area for cooking and socializing as well. But you're right on campus. So I would say most international students start there.
On campus.
On campus. My recommendation would be to get your application in early, because these are always booked out. So if you are thinking of coming to join us in Melbourne, get in early. There's another range of accommodation. There is a possibility for homestay. So there is a homestay association, so you can go and stay in a home environment if you want. There's shared accommodation as well, so you can buddy up with some of your mates and rent a house in Melbourne as well. And there's some private accommodation, so I would say quite plentiful.
Most of the students, they ask about the shared accommodation option because they can share the rental and they can share the expenses, food expenses and bills. Yeah. So Dr. Adam, could you please explain more about academic support that Swinburne University provides for our international students?
Yeah. I think the first thing is that classes, particularly in tutorials, are quite small. So you may be in a class in a tutorial situation with 20 or 25 other students. So that gives an opportunity for quite intense support of students from the teacher. On top of that, there's a whole range of services available to students. For instance, there's a department there who will look at your assignment and give you some feedback before you submit it, as to writing style and content and those sort of things. And they're a very welcoming bunch there. So that's available too. There's support in the library as well to help with referencing, etc.
I think they have 24 hours lab facilities and the library facility for the students.
That's right. And
Yes.
there's a place on campus called the Late Lab,
Late lab,
which is where you
yes.
can go and do some individual work,
Yes.
which is open all the time, and
Yeah.
it's brand new and very very nice indeed.
Yes. Okay. So, how would you describe student life at university, and also what advice you would you give students to help them succeed?
I think if you're moving away from home for the first time,
Yes.
it can be really quite scary to go overseas. But I would say Swinburne is a very welcoming place. I say that because a lot of international students come to us, a lot of Sri Lankan students
Yes.
come to us.
A lot of students from Nawaloka College as well.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely, and it's wonderful to see them. So they have things in common with their colleagues there, and enjoy meeting other people from around the world. So I think that's the first point that I'd like to make as far as that goes. It's also a university that's on a campus. So, in other words, it's not all around the city with different buildings and that sort of thing. It's got a real campus feel about it. And when the sun's out in Melbourne, everybody's out in the open areas we've got there. So, I'd say welcoming.
So, do they have any extracurricular activities during their study period?
Yeah, boy, do they have a lot of extracurricular activities. I think at last count, 89 different clubs were running. There's even the potential to start your own club at Swinburne if your needs aren't catered for. And those 89 clubs are a range of different interests. Some of them are academic, for instance, architecture or something like that. There's cultural activities as well, cultural clubs, if you like, and sports clubs. So before I came to the interview today, I found out that there was a Swinburne cricket club. So I thought that might be interesting to some of the people watching this.
Yes, yes. So, Dr. Adam, sometimes students they are struggling to find the part-time jobs in Australia. Maybe like they don't have any relative or anyone in friends or anyone in Australia. So, could you please tell us how Swinburne University is supporting our students to find the part-time job opportunities in Australia?
Yeah, I think most students are quite interested in getting a part-time job,
Yes.
particularly in the second and third year. I would say there's a lot of opportunities to do that, particularly in hospitality and retail and those type of areas, which traditionally is where students work. The university does quite a lot. In fact, they've got a club where they help people to prepare resumes, to make contacts with various organisations, and you can go along to that club and get some really good tips on how to apply for part-time jobs. And sometimes the university has a list of positions available as well.
So, do you all provide any internships for the students, payable internships for the students?
Yeah, I guess one of the promises of Swinburne University is that every student gets what we call a WIL, and WIL stands for Work Integrated Learning. So we guarantee that every student is involved in that. Now, that could be an internship, usually not paid, but with a company. It might be a project that they work on a real world problem. And so there's a range of WIL opportunities, but we guarantee that every student will get an opportunity like that.
Okay, so could you please tell us about the student performance when they transfer to Swinburne University?
Okay. So how Sri Lankan students get on when they come to us at Swinburne? I don't say this very much in Melbourne, but actually, when people have done a Unilink diploma here at Nawaloka College, they go over to Swinburne and they outperform the domestic students, the Australian students. Now, I don't know whether that's because they work harder or they have got are doing less part-time work or something like that, but even so, they actually do better. And most of the students going along from Nawaloka College succeed very well in getting their degree, and they perform very, very well indeed. So slightly higher than the domestic students.
So thank you very much, Dr. Adam. It was a pleasure to talk to you about Swinburne University, and we learned so many things about university and about Australian student lifestyle and about the accommodation and part-time job opportunities. So thank you so much.
Great, my pleasure.
So, if you're a A-level student or after O-level students, if you're planning to go to Australia, yes, Nawaloka College is there for you. So, if you want to get more details about these programs, you can contact us or you can visit our Colombo campus or Kandy branch.